Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Sales Athlete Podcast. This is Ryan, and I'm going to talk about something super important that all of us need to talk about and have in our lives. And this is the big L word. This is love. I want to talk about love. Now, there's a few things I want to hit on around love. What is love? What is love? You guys all thinking of it too? Baby, don't hurt me. It's important. Where do we get love? And what is love? And why is it important? So I'm going to start with why it's important. First off, I noticed that really, really, really good performers that make it long term, that don't miss out on all of the aspects of life that we want and that they're going for, they have love. And I think that love is it's a fruit. It's fruitfulness when you have love. You've seen and heard of people who are really great corporate athletes, sales athletes, professional athletic, like real athletes in the field of play, and you hear of people who have a resounding impact because they're good. They have a resounding impact, whether they're in the culture of their clubhouse has a lot of negativity or positivity, and all that comes down to love. And I just want to say that if you're going to make it as a corporate sales athlete, as a person who wants to be successful long term, you need to have love in your life. If you don't have love, you're going to find love in all the places. You're going to look for love in many places. And if you want to be successful, you're going to look for love in where you perceive people whose opinions matter to you about where your success comes from. And they're going to, your perception of those people's opinions will impact you and how loved you feel. Do the people love me on social media? Do the people love me on the stages? Do the people love me and my clients and my customers? Do my employees love me or not? And all those places, yes, they're data points and they are going to help you. But if you don't have love somewhere else that is detached from those things, you're going to find yourself maybe burning out and spinning your wheels crazily in order to find that love, because all of us need love. We're all designed and built and made for love. And when we don't have love, it starts to break us apart and jack us up. So I think that when you see people who are talented and driven but don't have love, you start to see death across their path. Like people, divorces, relationships not working out, people feeling betrayed, people feeling taken advantage of. There's going to be a lot of negativity associated with a person who is driven and wants to be successful and ambitious, which doesn't have love. And love is one of those things that matures and develops and you grow into. So what I was doing is I was actually like asking my son, like, hey, what do you think makes me so different than other dads? Or what do you think that makes me the best dad? And he said, you're loving. And I was like, wow, that's really cool to hear that he feels like I'm loving. Because that's definitely a goal of mine. But I'm a firm believer that you can't give what you don't have, that you haven't received. So if you are super successful, but you don't have love, then you're going to find yourself looking for love in all the places and associating success and your love with together. You're kind of creating a composite of love and success. Success has to come with love. Love comes with success. What I want to say is that love should be something that you have completely disassociated with success. And that love that you feel apart from that success will actually create such a life source to help endure and sustain the ups and downs, the highs and lows that success will bring, without burning out and by being whole and healthy along the way. So What I'm going with this is you need to find out, I hope that covered why you need love. So you got why. what is love, right? What is love? So love is going to be affection, unconditional. There's different types of love. There's agape love. There's phileo love. If you look at the Greek versions of love, there's a lot of different types of love. I love ice cream, or I love this, is different than saying I love my spouse, or it's different from saying I love you, in like a very friendly way, or whatever it may be. So I truly believe that in the family unit, we need to find love. And some of us entrepreneurial types had broken families, which is part of why we're so motivated to do great things. But if we don't find love, we might burn out. So what I wanted to say is, like, love should be a feeling and also an act and a muscle that's built up over time that demonstrates value for the person individually apart from performance. So some of the most successful athletes that I've seen in not just the game that they play, but in life, have a support system of love, that those people love them and know them, and don't associate their success or failures with how much they love them. And I think that that's really important, that we find that in our lives. And I've found that over my years with finding out about God's love for me, and that the Father loves me, God the Father, and Jesus loves me, the Son. And then I also found love in the church communities that didn't say, well, if you did this in baseball or did that in business, I'll love you more, or I won't love you as much because you did that, or didn't do that. And I found that, like, being surrounded by loved ones and loving figures, from a mentor father-like figure, mother-type mentor figure, friend, peer-level figure, and people that you could pour into. When you found that unconditional love was true, you felt safe to be you, and therefore the ups and downs don't define you. I found that comes in my faith but flowed down into my marriage. And I absolutely love my wife so much, and we're partners for life. And we become one flesh. Like, Lindsay is my best friend. She knows me so well. She's seen the worst of me and seen the best. We have out of the fruit of our love, we have 5 with the number 6 on the way. So we have a beautiful family. I'm so thankful for her. And what's really cool is that her love is not associated with performance and things that I'm trying to perform in. Let me just say this. Imagine my wife only loving me based on how many sales a company made. Imagine my wife loving me only based on, or loving my son based on how good his batting average is. Like, that would be crazy, right? You're like, wow. Imagine people who only feel like they're loved when they perform, and they feel less loved when they don't, and then they don't have a place where unconditional love lies in their life, and they can't bathe themselves, sit in and immerse themselves in unconditional love, but they're trying to perform and find love. It's crazy, right? It would be very stressful, and you can see that. It happens. People are actually living like that. So love is important, finding love, and I think that you can find, love can be perverted and contorted, it can be twisted, and I think that it's really important to find perfect love, and the perfect type of love that comes in such a life-giving, affirming, caring way, but also strengthening way. So I will say that my wife loves me more when I demonstrate loving acts for her that are loving, like doing chores and cooking food and helping around the house. And if I stopped making money for a period of time and stopped providing, there would be some real conversations for sure. But I know that the basis of our love is not based off performance. Yet, because we are going for it, we want to go after life, take it by the bull by the horns and go be successful. And we want to win together. We have vision together. We have loving fabric. The fabric of our relationship is love. And from that place, we have vision and direction and goals and ambitions and things like that. But it's rooted in love. So therefore, the culture of our household, the culture of our company, the trickle-down effect is health and love. And that's like a foundational DNA component of our DNA. When there's no love, there's going to be pride, strife, ambition will overtake. Being considerate of others and thoughtfulness will no longer exist, of servant-hearted leadership, and it will be a lot of ego, not a lot of humility. Whereas love is a muscle and a feeling, but it is something that you mature in. And so what I love about love is that when you know your value apart from your performance, and then you go perform and you succeed, the success doesn't get to your head and make your head so big you can't fit through the door. But also your failures don't become so impactful because you're associating love with your success directly, and they have to coexist no longer, and that's that composite. We want to break those apart, and there be love creates a bunch of success, and a bunch of failure doesn't make you feel less loved. In fact, it can suck and it could sting and it could create a struggle, but it's not going to paralyze you or knock you out, and it's not going to create a lack of fruitfulness. So when you're loving and you have love, but then you fail in the thing you're going after, because love is there to catch you and it doesn't affect the identity level, the core value of who you are, you're able to look objectively about success and failure, because you're not so consumed with, is this like feeding your love tank or not? Your love tank is full already. So you succeed or you fail, and those are feedback mechanisms that don't get you too prideful and egotistical, but also don't knock you down and paralyze you and leave you on the ground, and you don't get back up. So love needs to be important. Love is important, and it needs to be a crucial part of your life. And I would say if you need love, don't go look for it in the sales process. If you need love, don't go look for it with your customers. If you need love, don't go look for it with investors. Like, it's a performance. That's a performance-based relationship. And if you're trying to associate all of your love based on performance in whatever you're doing, sales, athletics, you're likely going to be on an emotional roller coaster ride, and people might think you're psychotic because you're high and then you're low. You're high and then you're low. Is this guy bipolar? Sheesh. High, low, high, low, high, 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 low, 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 low. And it's going to be hard to be around you. But when you see people who are like steady Eddie, it's amazing how reliable they are. It's amazing how consistent they are. The highs and the lows don't affect their love tank. Their love tank is full, and it's rooted and grounded in like unmovable like roots. And they're able to be more objective and look in a more detached manner about their successes and their failures. And they don't fly off the rails and go up and down all over the place. That creates some incredible fruit over time with your business, with what you're putting your hands to, with your relationships, and you'll be very, very blessed. And those around you will call you loving. That's great. Loving doesn't mean accepting 100% of who you are and not challenging you. Loving doesn't mean not speaking your mind. Loving doesn't mean not telling the truth. None of that. Loving doesn't mean pushing someone to be their best. None of that. Loving doesn't mean tolerating poor behavior. It doesn't mean that at all. Loving, though, is a good thing, to be loving. And I would say that if you want your customers to love you, you need to have love in your life first. And then you need to let that overflow into what you're doing and go love your customers, love the world around you. I think that in hindsight, it's tough to talk about this stuff because I don't want to be like dishonoring, but my dad, I'll wrap with this. My dad was adopted and was in a relatively strict and kind of cold household. I mean, his mom and dad didn't even sleep in the same bedroom. They kind of had this like cold, distant thing going on. And he was an orphan essentially, and then he got married. And then he became adopted, and then he lived in that household, and that was really like a lot of arguing and fighting. And then my mom and him met, and they had me at like 20 years old, and they were 20. And so what's wild about all that is like I look at the household that I grew up in and how there was some measure of love, but there was not a mature expression of love. And so I had to deal with a lot of like stuff where I had to work through a lot of that. But I realized that my dad was only able to love me to the degree in which he was loved. So I basically saw him in the best light and loved him in the best I could with where he was at. He actually died of an overdose at 48 years old, of pain pills. He was addicted to those things, and he had too many right after I got married in 2011. But he basically, what I saw was that he loved me the best he knew how to love. And so as I've matured as a man, and I have been married now for 13 plus years, we have children, and we have a lot of other things we're going for. The maturation of love has been a requirement for me to be more fruitful in every endeavor that I put my hand to. If you don't have that, you're going to only love that in which you've received. So I hope that this is motivating for you to go into places where there's healthy love, perfect love expressions. And this is going to help you sustain success. This is going to help you avoid the ups and the downs. Love never fails. It doesn't give up. Love perseveres. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love doesn't keep record of wrongs. Anybody that's sitting under and around love will grow. Anybody who is around a withholding of love won't grow. And so I think that if you're a sales athlete, a corporate athlete, anybody listening to this, you have to find your source of love, and you have to find it in a way that truly feeds your soul and girds up your loins and secures you, so that when you're out in the marketplace crushing things, going after it, failing and winning, succeeding and losing, you're going to be able to rebound and remain steady and see continuous growth, rather than be all over the place and veer left and right, up and down like a roller coaster ride and be an emotional wreck. This is going to carry over into every call, into every sales meeting, into every engagement you have. And people are looking for solid people. People are looking for like dependable, reliable people. And if you have love, you're able to that love will root down deep and help you weather everything. And your reputation will be good, which you need. So all good stuff. I hope this is helpful for you. If you need sales help, check out sellonstg.com, and we can have you out at one of our workshops, and we can hang out for a couple days and work on your business. But I hope this was a nice episode for you. I certainly enjoyed it. Go find some love. Go remain in love, mature in love, and watch your sales grow. Watch your career grow. Don't have love, you're gonna see some empty branches on the tree, and you won't have the success long term without something dying or wiped out on the way. I don't think that's what we want. So anyway, bless you. Talk to you later. Thanks for hopping on. See ya.